Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hope everyone has had a very good Friday. Let's get into it. Plenty of stuff I want to go through on tonight's show. So, first and foremost, the big one, and we're basing most of the show off this. This came in, it was quite a big update from Fabrizio Romano, and it's regarding 2 players leaving and 1 player coming in. So, Fabrizio Romano has said United are expected to open formal talks for Sofayn Amrabat very soon, as Fred and Donny van de Beek are close to leaving the club. So that's a big update, guys. It's an update we've been waiting for a while. We've wanted to see moves in terms of sales and players coming in. Now we know that we don't seem to have the budget, we don't seem to have the squad place to really go out there and bring in Amrabat by himself. I think we should. The fact United can't afford a player at £25 million is a bit of a joke, but it's what we have to do. So we have to go out and we have to spend that sort of money on Amrabat only by selling Fred and Donny van de Beek. So I'm feeling very good about what Fabrizio has said. Now, he has said earlier in the week, and we have updates on both van de Beek and on Fred. So in terms of where they might be going, first and foremost, Donny van de Beek. So they are locked in negotiations for Donny van de Beek with Real Sociedad. So this has been an ongoing thing, and it's been dragging on for a little bit. But we are hopeful that we're going to see some sort of resolution on that soon. Fabrizio was saying that United and Real Sociedad, they keep in the negotiations. They're locked in negotiations. It's about finding a compromise. At the minute, United seem to want, according to the latest polls and the latest stuff, they seem to want around 25 million. It's not going to be enough to for anybody to go out and really pay that money. So we need to cut down the price on that one. So it does look like this is a move that is going to happen. Van de Beek to Real Sociedad. I think it might be a good move. I do. I think he might suit playing in Spain. And I think that what Sofayn Amrabat's going to bring in is going to be a lot better than what Donny van de Beek was offering. But in terms of Fred, now this is the interesting one, guys. First and foremost, actually, let me just go through the comments. I got a sheet down there. It's good to see you, man. Irfan saying, what's in news about transfer market? Okay, man. First up, 2 players going, 1 player coming in. It's going to be Fred. It's going to be Van de Beek. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. We can see his update in the comments there. So he has said United expected to open formal talks for Sofayn Amrabat as soon as Fred and Van de Beek go, and they are close to leaving the club. I'm so fresh. Good evening to you as well, man. I like how Ten Hag seems to have more control to the in and out of the club. Yeah, he does. It does seem to be Ten Hag's game, and let's hope that it works well. Let's hope it keeps on going his way. So, in terms of Sofayn Amrabat coming in, noticeably, he has been left out of Fiorentina's squad once again, and I'm feeling that something's gonna go down here. I really, really do. Moosey's down there. Good to see you too, bro. Thanks for joining in. So, it's a clear position that we find ourselves in. We have to sell Fred. We have to sell Van de Beek. We have to bring in Amrabat. Those are 3 things we need to do. Are we going to do them? It looks like we will, because United already have agreed the personal terms with Amrabat. We have everything agreed there. He wants to come. He is desperate to join Manchester United. It's just going to be about selling those players. I've no doubt about agreeing a fee with Fiorentina. I don't think that's going to be an issue whatsoever. We have a player with a year left on his contract, going for around 25 million. It's not a lot of money. I think that this is a deal that can get done easily. It's just selling those players. That's the big thing. And I would say as well, look, as much as we want this done as soon as possible, it's not a disaster if Sofayn Amrabat is not available for United by the time the first match comes around, because we should be able to beat Wolves with Casemiro, Bruno, and Mount and Eriksen in there. We should have more than enough to beat those guys with those available midfielders. So long as we have him in within the next 2 weeks, that's what I think is going to be ideal. So I would like to see movement after these friendly matches at the weekend. I really hope that we get moving and get some players sold next week. It's been the one negative of this summer for me, really. It's been the failure across the board to really sell these players. I think we needed to be selling a lot earlier. I really do. And so far we've sold a couple of youth players. We've sold Zeran Iqbal, we've sold Ethan Laird, Bjorn Hardley, Charlie Savage, and we sold Anthony Langa and Alex Telles. Eric Bailly's still at the club. Dean Henderson's still at the club. Maguire still at the club. McTominay, Van de Beek, Fred, Martial. There's still a lot of work to be done. Let's hope that we can get it done, and let's hope we can get across the line. So, in terms of other news coming out as well, guys, I want to look at this because it is something we're going to be talking about tomorrow, no doubt. So, first and foremost, coming in from Fabrizio, the Rasmus Hojlund announcement on Saturday is confirmed. He will be unveiled. And for anybody not looking, or looking to see some reactions, we're going to be doing a watch along tomorrow for that one as well. Jeremy says fresh cut, looking fresher than Pogba. I had the cut yesterday, man. I did actually have it yesterday. But yeah, cheers, man. Much appreciated. Needed cuts, definitely. So Højlund's could be unveiled tomorrow. I would have preferred us to have this done earlier. I really would have. And look, it'll be nice having him out on the pitch. It'd be a nice moment for him, nice moment for the fans. But I would rather him on the pitch playing football instead of taking selfies. But there's been hold-ups. It does look like, as much as we want to say that it's United trying to drag things out for their own reasons, it does look like what has happened is there was some sort of visa issues. They had to go to London, but it is all sorted out now. We've seen photos of him as well, so I'm feeling really good on this, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing Højlund. I hope he plays on Sunday. Maybe that's just me being selfish because I'm going to be at the match, but I want to see him play Sunday. Get him out onto the pitch. Let's see what this guy's all about. So, we do have other stuff coming in as well, so something you guys will be happy with. And anybody who doesn't like Harry Maguire are gonna like this here one. So according to Claret and Hugh, David Moyes is still obsessed with the idea of signing Harry Maguire. He is desperate to go out and sign Harry Maguire. However, United are holding out for closer to 35 million and will believe more clubs will come forward. I would say I would counter this to United, and if this is the club's genuine stance, where are the other clubs? Where are they? Because I don't see them anywhere. Nobody's queuing up to buy Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire isn't banging on the door to go, so I think you're going to have to cut your losses at some point and take a smaller offer, swallow the pride, no matter what we do. Even if we take 35 million, if for some miracle West Ham pay that amount of money for Harry Maguire, we've lost over. We're selling him for half the price. Like, it is still an embarrassment, guys. I'm so fresh says I haven't drunk since Christmas, but I will do if Maguire goes. Love that one, man. Missy says, wish I could watch so much tomorrow. No channel broadcast in Cameroon. Yeah, look, I'll probably be having it just on doing a watch along, I guess. I don't have MeTV, but I mean, there's other ways to watch it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll say nothing about that. But let's hope Maguire does go, because I don't understand it, guys. I really don't. If I went into work on Monday, for instance, and the manager told me I'm gonna put somebody else in doing your job, and you're not gonna be the captain of the shift, you're not going to be my go-to on the pitch, I don't value you as a leader, I don't respect your opinion, I'm not going to be at that place of work for too long, regardless of whether I like it or not, regardless of whether it's a prestigious place or not. I would, for my own pride and my own ego, I would go looking somewhere else, somewhere who would want to have me, and that's what I think Maguire needs today. I'm sure most of you guys are the same. It's like, anybody else would have walked away. I don't get why he's took all this public humiliation so easily and just in his stride. I don't know, man. I really don't. Drop a like on the video as well, guys. And we're asking on the poll in relation to tomorrow's pre-season match against Lens at Old Trafford. Will Manchester United win, lose, or draw? Let me know your thoughts on that poll. Jeremy says, of all the issues with Slabhead, the fact he couldn't aim headers was the most disappointing. He would be a good fit at West Ham. He would. He really would. It would suit his game. It would suit his pace, his lack of agility. And I think it would really help him out. I've seen no issue in him going there. And the biggest thing I think that could happen, that would push Harry Maguire to leave Manchester United, is if Gareth Southgate went and dropped him from the England squad. That's honestly what I think it's going to take. I think it's going to take Southgate dropping him from that England squad for him to actually realise that he needs to go. Macy's asking, any idea on the second striker? I don't think we're going to get one. I would love it if we would, but I personally would have went for Mediterranean. Now, there's an interesting article coming out here from DiMarzio. So, Spurs are in contact with FC Porto for striker Mediterranean. Tottenham are ready to offer 24 million euros, whereas Porto are asking for 30 million euros. So, that was probably the idea for the backup striker. I think 30 million euros is a lot of money to pay for him. Sheed says the Sky Sports transfer show today, just basing it on Harry Kane. Yeah, man, it's bad, man. Sky Sports, like Sky Sports used to be it. Like they really did, but I don't know, they've really just fallen off a cliff. They're just not what they once were, and it's embarrassing. Like I was saying on the show the other night, they had. And I counted it, they had about 20 different tweets and articles done on Rasmus Hojlund 24 hours from the here we go. He hasn't even signed for United, hasn't kicked a ball. I'm So Fresh says, I heard Kane has until midnight to go to Bayern. I think that's interesting, I do. And whenever we look at it in that respect, the fact Spurs are bidding for a striker, maybe Harry Kane's going. If Harry Kane goes, that Spurs team's going nowhere next season. He doesn't get them top four by himself, but he probably keeps them from going from 6th to maybe like an 8th and 9th. Like, I don't know, like he is the star of that team. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. I'm surprised if he takes the Bayern move personally, because I think he would have wanted to break that Premier League goal scoring record. But if he wants trophies, Bayern Munich's the place to go. He will just win league title after league title just for turning up. So it swings both ways. It really does. Ashid says Sky Sports are 3 days behind. Yeah, Sky Sports really are 3 days behind. They're not called Slow Sports News for nothing, man. They really aren't. And like, it's a bit of a shame. I mean, but that's why we have better journalism now. I think I do think we have better transfer reporting now than what we did at Sky Sports during their head up. Whenever we have Romano and the Ornsteins and the likes, whenever those guys speak, it's done. Like, we didn't used to have that. Spurs will finish 20th, says the shade. Would love to see it, man. It would be funny. Like, but yeah, guys, keep voting on the poll. Drop a like on the video as well. But yeah, look, Slow Sports News, it's a real thing. Look, I know it's a Goldbridge thing. I know it's one of his jokes, but I mean, he is right. And I don't know, like, some of the reporting around United has been really shocking. And I have called it out. I have brought it up this week. Daniel is down there. What's good? And I'm alright, man. What's good with you? Hope all is good in Sunderland. Let me just check as well. So there was some other stuff we wanted to go through. So we have Donny van de Beek. So Manchester United and Real Sociedad remain locked in talks for a deal for Donny van de Beek. This is the crucial steps in a proposal for Sofayn Amrabat to join Man United. So this is what we've been expecting. Now we've had updates this week. Came in first and foremost Simon Jones. He has been quite good this transfer window. He firstly said the Van de Beek deal to Real Sociedad is much more advanced than any club is to signing Fred from Manchester United. So I think there's a good chance of this happening. Now, I said before, I think 25 million is probably too much to ask for Van de Beek. It could be a negotiation thing, of course, yes. But if that's our genuine price target, I think we need to really look at ourselves long and hard. This guy hasn't done anything in 3 years of football to demand that price tag. So, I don't know. I hope that he moves on. I would like it for his career. I think it's good for United as well, because Amrabat's what we need. Van de Beek, he just doesn't strike me as the player who's going to make the difference at Manchester United. He really doesn't. So yeah. So in terms of other stuff coming through, we have one as well. On Scott McTominay. So West Ham still interested in McTominay. West Ham could do one of the biggest favours to Manchester United in a long time and buy McTominay and Maguire. I'm sure you guys would absolutely love to see that. If Harry Maguire went and Scott McTominay went in the same window, I'm sure a lot of people would be happy. I'm So Fresh says, I would take 48 million for Donny. I think Donny 15 max. Like, I really do. There's a player in there He's a good player, but he hasn't shown anything in 3 years. He really hasn't. He's been injured constantly, hasn't forced his way into the team, and he has to play in a very specific style of football. Uh, let's see. Lucky is saying Van de Beek could go back to Ajax. He might do. He might do. That wouldn't be a bad move for him. It would go back to his roots, back to where he was one of the best young midfield players in European football, where he was regarded that highly. So it's annoying. It's frustrating. It's another Manchester United missed transfer. I don't know, guys. Like, I really don't. I'm so fresh to send 48. I think we need to look more, man. Look, whilst we can sell that, I think 15 is a fair price. You know, guy is mid-20s. Still, look, he has all the ability. I know he does. We've seen it, but I just think he needs to move on for his sake, for United's sake. It's best just to split ways, and I hope the same happens with Scott McTominay. I hope the same happens with Fred. I hope the same happens with Maguire. Get those players sold. It's going to make a big difference to this team. It really, really is. Lucky is saying, I want Van de Beek back at Ajax. It wouldn't be a bad move, and I would be happy for the guy if he got that move. I really would. So updates coming in from the Athletic on Amad Diallo and the injury for Amad. So first and foremost, he is going to stay at United this summer. There was plans for a potential loan deal. Not going to happen now. That ankle injury is going to keep him out at least until the first part of the season, so 2 to 3 months. So that's unfortunate. I hoped that he would have went on loan and got some match experience, because I think it makes a big difference to a young player's development. But he has an opportunity now to come back at a key part of the season, in and around November and October time. That could be big. Going into a really busy part of the year with matches every 2 to 3 days, he could come in and make a big difference. Moosey says, United awful in selling and overpay for those we get. Yes, we are. I would say that we have tried to fix that, but I still think these deals, they're not exactly amazing deals that we're getting these players for. I think we're playing it around market value, but we're not getting anyone on cheap. We're not selling anybody for a lot of money, seemingly. But I think this is interesting. I think it shows as well on Amad what the plan was. So Amad Diallo attracting Serie A interest before his loan, and United were considering sending him out. I think that was good, because I think the plan all along was for him to have top flight football as a loan move. I think it's the same plan for Hannibal Mejbri. I think it's the same plan for Facundo Pellistri. That's what I think we're going to be doing. That's what I think United's plan is this summer. Now, hopefully, we can still loan some of those players out, because it's going to make a big difference to their development. Lucky Singh is saying as well, talks are ongoing. I think that's for Donny. Yes, he will be. It is ongoing talks, but it needs to keep going. We need to get him sold. Update as well. I would like to see Brandon Williams gone as well. I think that's another player we need to be selling. I always actually forget Brandon Williams still plays for Manchester United. Really, really do. Let me just double check as well. I want to look at some other stuff coming through. So there was some quotes I wanted to bring you guys. So first and foremost, Rasmus Hojlund spotted in Manchester. Coming in from Fabrizio, United expected to make formal talks for Sofayn Amrabat as soon as Fred and Donny van de Beek, who are close to leaving the club, go. So that's kind of what we have covered already. Amrabat not in the Fiorentina squad again for the upcoming weekend's friendlies. Now, I think that's kind of telling. I think that is kind of saying, yes, this guy is probably going to leave Fiorentina. Does he come to United? That's what he wants. That's what United seemingly want. We need to sell. We need to buy. That has to be the plan. That has to be what Manchester United do in this transfer market. And I'm really, really hopeful that it happens. Lucky says Donny van de Beek is ready to go. I hope so. I hope that he does leave. And look, it's nothing against him. I don't dislike him as a player. I don't dislike him as a person. I don't know the guy, but I think he just needs to go for his sake, and I think he does as well. I think he knows that himself. I actually just bit my tongue there, really weird. But I do think he needs to go, and I think he would accept that. And it's best for his career, it's best United. Look, if we move Van de Beek on to a club where he goes and plays football, that's good for him. It really is, and If in moving him on we bring in Sofayn Amrabat, that's good for Manchester United. So that's a win-win for all categories. It really is. So let's hope United can get that deal done. Let's hope that through selling Van de Beek, we bring in a midfielder who we really need. Some athleticism, some bites, some passing, some aggression in the middle of that pitch. That's what I want to see. A bit of dog, a bit of leadership. And that's really going to help Casemiro out as well, in my opinion. Casemiro will pick up less bookings if he's playing with Amrabat, because Amrabat is going to put tackles in. The main reason I always felt last year that Casemiro looked so interested in over tackling and over reaching for the ball was because Christian Eriksen is quite passive. Eriksen does not engage in the tackle, so that's why Casemiro was going in for a lot more. That's why he was getting booked and suspended. I think if we bring in Sofayn Amrabat, that is going to be an absolutely massive signing for United. It really is. Lucky Sing's glad that the club is pushing. It's good to see United pushing. It really is. Drop a like on the video, guys. Can we get up to 20 likes on the video? We are on 18 at the moment. So, in other news, Harry Armas has joined Manchester United's academy. I believe he is a young fullback. So, another player coming in. He is quite highly rated. Let's just see what happens in that one. Now, look, we have a story coming in from Reluctant Nico. Now, this guy claims to be a journalist. He's a Twitter account that's verified, that's on private mode. If we want to believe it or not, I choose not to until somebody else better says it. That's just my opinion. But he is saying that Maguire and McTominay are still being linked to West Ham. Look, it is what it is, but I'm not gonna jump on Twitter ITKs. We've been there. We've had the Indie days. We've had the fake ITK days on Twitter. We're not going back to those. Let me just double check as well. So, actually not really too much coming through tonight. We do have a story on Hannibal Mejbri now. Hannibal Mejbri, United have accepted a loan move for him to join Luton Town on loan. That's a good move in my opinion. Now look, there are much more glamorous loans that Hannibal could go on. But going to a Premier League team, that's a big plus. Playing regular Premier League football, that's another big plus. And playing in a relegation fight will build a sense of character within him that he might not have got otherwhere. And it might be the making of the guy as a player. It really might be. I'm excited to see where he goes. I think he would be smart to take it. Terry, good evening to you, man. I hope you are well as well. Hope all is good. Guys, so drop a vote on the poll as well. What's the predictions for tomorrow's match? Will Manchester United win, draw or lose against Lens? We will be doing a watch along on the channel as well, 12:45 UK time, so tune in for that if you guys are interested in watching me reacting to the match. The last one was good. We did Arsenal, it was 2-0. Let's see some more of that. Another win tomorrow, that would be a good way to start the weekend off. So 52 votes on the poll. We have 90% of you guys going for the United win. That's what we're going for. Lucky Singh saying something is going to break. It has been quiet. I will give you that, Lucky. It has been quiet today. So is this the calm before the storm? I don't know. Maybe it's just going to be the Højlund announcement. Maybe we sell a player by the end of the weekend. I'm So Fresh says, do you bother doing Super 6? Not really, man. I don't really bother with that, but I do have a question for you guys. Would you guys be interested if I set up a fantasy football for the Premier League this year? Let me know. If you are, I will make a league and we will add everyone in. I'm really good at fantasy football for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then I forget about it, and then I look at it in like April. So that you probably could beat me very, very easily if you guys do actually play quite regularly. But if you guys want one, I will set one up. Let me know in the chat. Jeremy says, thoughts on top 4 as it stands? I'm thinking City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool. I think I would go with that. I think Spurs can be discredited. They're not going to be up there. Chelsea might prove me wrong, but I don't think Chelsea are going to be up there. I don't think they've got the gold. I would say City, Arsenal. It's hard. It's kind of between Newcastle and Liverpool, I think. I might just give it to Liverpool. I think I'm going to agree with you, Jeremy. I think I'm going to go with your predictions. That's going to be my thoughts. Terry, 3-1 win tomorrow. I would love to see it. I would love to see United win both matches 3-1. Hojlund hat-trick on Sunday would be lovely. In Dublin, that could be my preference. Irfan says, what's the price for Hojlund in FPL? Oh, so because he hasn't officially signed and been announced, I don't think it's available. I did see somebody kind of guessing based on other players coming in, and they went for 7 million, so maybe that's what he's going to be on FPL. But yeah, I mean, I might put him in my FPL team if he's low enough. Chelsea will push but drop short. Yeah, I do agree with Terry. Look, Chelsea have improved, and with Pochettino will be better. Make no mistake about it. It's going to be a really tough league season. It really is. But I don't think Chelsea are going to get there because I don't think they have the goals, and that's him. Now, look, Nicholas Jackson might prove me wrong. He might be an amazing goal scorer for them, but I don't think they've got the goals in that team to really make the big difference, and really push on in the league. Because look, what Chelsea missed last year was a goal scorer, and I don't know if this guy's going to do it for him. He might prove me wrong, but it's just my thoughts. But yeah, look, Terry. Any more thoughts, Terry? Who would you go for the other top 4 teams? I'm assuming we're going to put United in there as United fans. Lucky Singh is saying 12:30 United match. Yeah, I think it's 12:30 or 1:45. It's a lunchtime kickoff anyway. It's going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm sure you guys are as well. Irfan saying Axel Diaz, 5 million in FPL. It's not a bad one. Jeremy's going Newcastle 5th and Chelsea 6th. I think Villa will be a dark horse. Villa will be a good team. Make no mistakes about it. I like the signings. I like the manager. I think they're a good team. It's going to be an interesting one as well, guys. But if you guys want to get your top 4 thoughts down in the comments, go for it as well. Let me know who you guys think are going to be in there. I'm going to assume we all want United to win the league. We might not all think United are going to win that league title, in my thoughts. So let me check as well. Something else we wanted to go through on tonight's show, just before we shut up and have a look at all the comments coming through. Yes, so we have an update coming in here from, it looks like it's coming from Turkish sources. So Manchester United have made an official offer to Fenerbahce's Altay Bayender as their new number 2 goalkeeper. That's according to CNN Turk. I'm not familiar with the source. It might be reliable. It might be lies, I don't know, but I think we go for a backup goalkeeper. I think Matej Kovar is going to go on loan. I think Tom Heaton doesn't seem to be fancied, so I think a backup goalkeeper is going to be in the cards. Gani is down there saying, what do you think about Pellistri going on loan? I feel Ten Hag got it wrong because he looks promising and we can get more from him than Anthony. I think Pellistri is going to go on loan because he needs that experience. I think he has decided as well that he wants to go on loan, and it's better him to go on loan and play plenty of matches and improve as a player, as opposed to staying here and not playing enough matches to get better. It's kind of like an apprenticeship. It's kind of like work. You know, the more you do it, the more matches you play, the better you're going to get. Terry is saying, be watching it, City, but hopefully not. Arsenal 2, United 3, Liverpool 4. Lucky cannot wait for the window to close. I can't wait either, man. I'm excited for Premier League coming back. I really am. So Monday week, guys, Premier League watch along on the channel will be United versus Wolves. Terry says, have we signed a young Watford left back today? Yes, that is. It's Amas. It's either Harry Amas or Henry Amas. Let me just double check. I literally read it out like 10 minutes ago. Yes, Harry Amas joins Manchester United's academy. Very highly rated young fullback. I believe he can play left and right back. He's primarily a left back. I think he's 16 years old, but he's one to watch out for. United have a lot of good players, and if you guys do want to see a very exciting young player, in my opinion, go check out Shea Lacey. I think Shea Lacey looks absolutely fantastic and so young as well. Let me see. Irfan is saying Ahmad is better than Anthony. Look, everyone's got their own opinions. I want to see Ahmad do it in the Premier League first, but we're going to have to wait and see. The guy's injured. It's about him picking up his form. That's what he needs to work on. So, 62 votes on the poll. 89% are going for the win. We have 8% going for the draw and 3% going for the loss tomorrow. 3% of you guys, I am surprised at that. I thought we were all United through and through. We were going to be deluded and think we're going to win every match because that's how I am. But yeah, drop a like on the video, guys. We're up to 21, so let's see, can we get up to 30 likes on the stream? Would be very much appreciated. Lucky Singh says, don't really know the player. I think that's about Amas. Irfan saying, what's the news about Qatar? So let's get talking about Qatar, because there was updates came out yesterday, and I don't really like reporting too much whenever it's another YouTube channel who have done the interview with the journalist. I don't think it's really fair. Like, I'm not going to sit and steal their content. But what I can say, there was updates coming out from Ben Jacobs. He was saying that the Glazers, they remain open sellers. They remain open to selling, but nobody's hit their asking price yet. That's what Ben Jacobs is saying. Now, Mike Keegan, I'm happy to talk about what he was saying. I'm very, very happy about that, because it wasn't somebody else's content. So this is just coming in from Mike Keegan. So he was saying that, yes, they remain committed sellers. The Qataris are still feeling confident that their bid is the best, but there is suspicion growing that they're worried that the Glazers, they're just not going to sell that or they're going to delay. That's what we're worried about. That's what we are concerned about. Let's hope it doesn't happen. We have a new member as well. Who's that there? Is Phil, is it? Phil? Yeah. Well, welcome to the Members FC, Phil. Thank you very much for joining in. Working on some stuff as well. Hopefully going to get a video up over the weekend for you member guys. So I think I'm so fresh is down there. I think Daniel's in there as well. So definitely check that out when it goes up. Hopefully it should be out. I'll try to get it out Sunday, because we're not going to have a live stream if I'm going to the match. But big up to you guys. Thank you very much for joining in as a member. Much appreciated. Let me just double check as well. So there was some other things I wanted to explore with you guys and really go through as well. Lucky likes Phil's photo. I think it's a cat, is it? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see too well. The Harry Kane deal is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight with Harry Kane. I'm not saying it's going to define our window, but it might make United seem smarter for signing Hojlund. Let's just put it that way. Big up to you, man. Thank you very much for joining as a member, Phil. Much appreciated. And yeah, big ups to anybody who does support this channel. Like, I really couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you very much for all that. Let me see. The Sun Football have managed to capture a photo of Mason Greenwood in Manchester driving his car. So that's why we don't report on every story going, because some of it's just ridiculous. Like, we'll see the Sun sitting outside of Tesco's waiting for Bruno to come out with his shopping. Let's not. That's why I don't look at the Sun. Like, I'm sure you guys understand. Like, let me just double check as well. I don't think there's too much else going on. Any more thoughts, guys? Make sure you get them in down below. Let's start asking you guys some questions. Who do you guys think is going to score tomorrow? Will we see a goal from Bruno Fernandes? Maybe a Mount? A Mount goal at Old Trafford would be nice tomorrow. Could really settle down those nerves and the anxiety around his signing. Or, I don't know, maybe a Sancho goal. I think Sancho's kind of done well throughout pre-season. Let's see what he's going to do tomorrow, because look, realistically, it's going to be False 9 FC tomorrow. It's going to be Sancho playing and dropping in deep and making things happen. Lucky Singh says Sun just makes clickbait news. Yeah, it does. It's the Sun newspaper, man. Jeremy says the terrible irony that Ten Hag's revolution seems to be insensitizing the Glazers to stay. Hopefully they still leave. That's a good one. It is a good one. I think that's driving the price up. I think they're looking at this saying, this is a top-class manager. This team's getting better. If we can hold on, we can get more money. I think that will come into their thinking. I think as well, something that will come in as well, definitely will be the rise of the Saudi Arabian League. And I think the money going around there, I think the Glazers are expecting something to happen there as well. Perhaps we'll see the Premier League paying more TV money out to try to protect the value of its brand, of its of the clubs in it. Bantu is asking, can't wait for the third signing. I can't wait either. Third signing is going to be Rasmus Hojlund. Fourth signing is going to be Sofayn Amrabat. Hopefully. That's a big upgrade. And look, guys, going from last season, De Gea in goal. De Gea, club legend, but he had his faults. Onana's a modern goalkeeper that Ten Hag wanted. Going from Christian Eriksen, who had no legs in midfield, to Mason Mount, big upgrade. Going from Fred and McTominay to Sofayn Amrabat, that's a big upgrade. Going from Wout Weghorst to Anthony Martial to Rasmus Hojlund, that's a big upgrade. So those are 4 big upgrades to this team who've really helped strengthen the middle of the pitch. 4 players who come in and start week in, week out for Manchester United. That is absolutely massive for this club, and that's really going to help us. And look, if the players are dropping, they're not bad players. Christian Eriksen on the bench, that's a very good option. Anthony Martial on the bench, it's not too bad. Goalkeeper's different, of course, but if we bring in Sofayn Amrabat, and he might even be a bench option himself from time to time, that's a much better squad. It really, really is. I'm so fresh saying it's always about hoovering up the pennies. It is, man. It is. It's every last penny. It's every last drop. It is. We are the golden goose, and they want every last golden egg from Manchester United. Phil says, "Hi, great show. Do you think Takeover are going to be used in the FA Cup this season?" Lol, my service to hook. Oh, that's a nice one, man. I actually can't see. It kind of looks like a cat from where I'm looking up, but my eyesight is actually really bad. It's just if I wear my glasses, everything starts reflecting off it, and it looks horrible. So I squint. I try my best. In terms of your question, though, Phil, I will say this about Matej Kovar. I think he will probably go on loan. I think that was the plan. He was meant to go to Sparta Prague again. That was his wishes. He won the league there last season, so it makes sense for him to go back there. But they have signed a goalkeeper permanently, so I think it's either look for a different loan or be the backup. I don't think he wants to do backup. I think he's going to go on loan. It's just where he goes. That's going to be the big thing. In terms of other goalkeepers, though, the one I'm really concerned about is Dean Henderson. This is a prime example of do not burn your bridges before you go, because Dean Henderson, he might end up staying at Manchester United now, and that's going to be fantastic for Erik ten Hag. That's really going to bring a big distraction into the dressing room potentially. As we know, Henderson seemed to be one of the main sources of all the leaks under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so that was very frustrating. But he's potentially coming back. Nottingham Forest have bid for Arsenal goalkeeper Matt Turner today, so looks like they're moving on. Let's hope somebody comes in for him. Maybe we see David Raya go from Brentford to Arsenal, and maybe Brentford look for Dean Henderson. Maybe he goes back to Sheffield United. I don't know, but I want to get this guy out of the club. I really do. We did very, very well last year at removing a lot of negative influences behind the scenes. The likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Pogba and Jesse Lingard, Dean Henderson. A lot of the negativity was moved out. Let's hope that we keep doing that. I don't want to see it creep back in. I really don't. It was a big job to get rid of those players. Let's not make another difficult task happen again. Let's keep things ticking, because it's a good vibe in that dressing room. Let's just make sure it says that way. Phil is saying Glazers won't get full sale price, whatever the final bid is. No, they won't. They really won't. I think they're looking 6 billion, and it's frustrating. It really is. But we're gonna have to wait and find out what happens on it. We really are. The stock price is an interesting one. I think personally, if it hits around $30, that's probably an indication from insiders that the deal is done, that the club will be sold. It's going to be interesting, though. Terry says, move Henderson to youth team, stop the rot, but hopefully sell him to another club. We should. That's what I want to do, because there's money in Dean Henderson. I think we need the money. Let's move him on. Let's get him sold. That's got to be the plan, guys. It really does. I think that helps United in more ways than one. It really, really will make a big difference. Drop a like on the video, guys. We're up to 27, so can we get up to 30 as well? Would be very, very much appreciated if you guys could help me out with that one. Big ups to everyone for joining in on Friday night as well. I know there's a lot of things going on Fridays, so big ups and thank you for joining in. Jeremy says, great on Henderson, unprofessional, and the locker room will fester. It's just like bringing, I don't know, it's kind of like if you guys remember when you were in school and there was always that one kid in the class, and when he was kicked out of the class is fine, but the second he got back in from the hall, or the second he got back in from seeing the principal, all hell broke loose and everything just went crazy. I don't know if Henderson's that type of guy. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the potential's there. It really is. And it could happen again. Hopefully not, but it is a clear example, and this is a life lesson everybody can take to the bank. Do not burn your bridges until you're out the door. Like, seriously, Dean Henderson last year with that TalkSport interview, he thought he was going to be signed full time by Forest. He thought he was going to get a big move. It didn't happen. And now he's coming back to Manchester United, where last year he said, "Oh, I wanted to leave because if the manager saw me, he would want to keep me because I'm so good." Like, this is a guy at 25. He hasn't played 50 Premier League matches, so I think it's time for him to go. I really, really do. Lucky's saying looking 8 billion. Sorry, 6 billion. I'm assuming that's in relation to the Glazer sell. That's a fair enough price. I just hope that somebody offers it. Hopefully the Qataris go for it. Phil says good call for Sheffield. Yeah, it would be. He played his best football there. It was his best loan spell. I think he could go to there and do well. And look, I don't think Henderson's a bad goalkeeper. I really don't. But if he couldn't show enough to replace David De Gea, at times I have to be questioning that. Terry says, "Come on, Sports 7, let's make it the next United big. Let's make it the next big United channel together." Look, guys, it's not about the size of the channel. It's about you guys. It's about the community. I really don't mind. So look, if there's 1 million people on here, or if there's 1 people, I'm gonna do my best for you guys and engage with you guys because you guys deserve it. So big ups to yourselves. Really do appreciate everything you guys do for me. And yeah, so honestly, it's a quiet night for Manchester United. Is there a storm brewing? Is there a couple of weeks of craziness coming? Let's wait and see. Let's see where it's gonna go, because I've sat on these shows and we've had hundreds of things to talk about. This is one of the rarer ones where there's only a couple of real iron print stories, real ironclad that we can say. Bantu is asking any news about Greenwood. Yes, I can tell you about Greenwood, man. I will. So Fabrizio Romano this week says United are expecting to make an announcement on the Greenwood future before the start of the Premier League season. So we play our first Premier League match on the 14th of August. So that is in 10 days' time. So that is not Monday, but the Monday after. So that gives us 10 days to make an announcement, to make the decision. Let's find out what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting. We don't know what way it's going to go. But one thing's for sure, I don't think it's going to be a loan. And I know that through watching other channels, I know United stands have been saying this for a while about a loan deal. It's not going to happen. He hasn't played. He hasn't had any first team training. No club's going to take him on loan. It's just not going to happen. Charlie saying Maguire, McTominay, Van de Beek, and Fred could net us 100. Plus, if Henderson goes too, then we're going to have money to go get Kane. We might be able to do it. Jeremy saying it's not about the size of the channel. It's about how you use it. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for it. I did say it. I said the words, and then it slipped in my head. I'm like, oh man, somebody's gonna say I'm being sus on the channel. There it is. I was waiting for that, Jeremy. Big ups, man. Lucky says something gonna break. I don't know what it could be. Transfer or more. Everything's gone quiet. It has. It's gone quiet at Manchester United. All quiet on the United front. Phil is saying Bailly Iqbal's departure as well. Yeah, I think we need to get rid of Eric Bailly. He's still at the club somehow. I don't know how, but he is. It's actually football on tonight. It looks like there's a goal. What's that? Is that Southampton versus Sheffield Wednesday? Goal for Southampton in the Championship. So good to see football is back, and I can't wait. So if anyone's interested on this Harry Kane stuff, Bayern Munich have given Spurs a deadline on talks with Harry Kane. They want a decision by the end of Friday whether Tottenham will actually sell the player or not. That is what they're looking for. Let's find out what happens. I don't expect any moves for Harry Kane. I really don't. I don't think anything's going to go down there for United's point of view. If he stays and leaves on a free next season, we absolutely could go in there. Free transfer for Harry Kane might be the difference in finishing top 4 and competing for league titles next year. But United have a job to do this year. I think Erik ten Hag's plans led down. I think Erik ten Hag knows what he wants, knows what he needs from this team. It's going to be a very, very hard season. It's going to be an interesting season, and I cannot wait to bring it with you guys. I really can't. And look, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Let's hope the negatives are outweighed by the positives, and let's hope all is going good. Lucky is saying Sky Sports Germany. What's on Sky Sports Germany, Lucky? Haven't seen anything on that. I know that there was talk about a Leon Goretzka deal. It's not going to happen. That just screams Bayern Munich trying to sell a player to me. But we're going to find out as well. So guys, with that in mind, I am going to leave the stream here. but I will be back on tomorrow. So we're going to do 2 streams tomorrow. First and foremost, watch along. Going to be live from 12:30, probably 12:30 tomorrow. We will be live for the watch along, and then after that we will have the regular Saturday night show as well. So guys, I'm going to drop off here, and yes, Phil, it is a bank holiday weekend. Looking forward to that one, man. So yeah, thanks very much for joining in with me, guys. Only a shorter stream tonight, but I will see you guys tomorrow. So big ups, have a good Friday night, and I will see you all tomorrow for United versus Lons. Let's hope it's a Manchester United win at Old Trafford. Big ups, guys, and big shout out to Phil as well for joining as a member.